Hello and welcome everybody back to the podcast. We're with Milo today, who's one of the best people to talk baseball with on the show. What's up, Milo?
It's great to be here. Thanks.
Welcome back to the award-winning podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're going to be taking you inside the 2025 MLB awards. This is a historic year, a year of a lot of great performances, a year where superstars reminded us exactly who they are. So we're going to run through the MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, managers, comebacks, all of that stuff. Let's get right into it. We start with the MVPs, and look, we've had some tight races this year for sure, and I think this American League race was the biggest of the year. Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge won it, his third MVP, and what do you have to say about that?
It was one of his most well-rounded offensive seasons. He didn't have as many home runs. He's still 50 homer season. The average was there. It was one of the best seasons of his career. He definitely deserved it. Cal Raleigh was definitely in the running, but I think ultimately it was Aaron Judge's award.
So you think Raleigh did deserve it because there's been a bit of controversy on that?
I think the only reason Raleigh would have won it would be if Judge had already won too many MVPs, because Raleigh, I guess, it would have been his first one. But Judge, he was still better, if you look at the statistics, and he had it in the bag the whole time. So
yeah, he was hitting .331. He was leading the league in OPS, and he was basically the backbone of the Yankees offense, even though they didn't go too far in the postseason. They still had a pretty great season. And look, Cal Raleigh, great season for him. 60 home runs as a catcher, that's incredible. That's like unheard of. But
I hope it's just the start to, what should be a bunch of great seasons.
Yeah, I think Judge did deserve it. Just that we've gotten used to what Judge is doing, that Cal Raleigh did something nobody expected. That's why I think his story was spotlighted, but I think Judge did have the better season overall.
Yeah.
Heading over to the National League, Shohei Ohtani. In the NL, it was unanimous. Shohei Ohtani again. His fourth MVP and his second strike with the Dodgers.
I think it was like the race was close, but in terms of votes, everybody knew it was Shohei because the hitting and the pitching. And I think overall he just had a better year than Kyle Schwarber. I feel for Kyle Schwarber. He had an awesome season right before he's going into free agency, but, it doesn't always happen. And Shohei was the better player ultimately.
Yeah, some things that people are overlooking. Even as a part-time pitcher post-injury, Ohtani created more WAR than almost every full-time hitter and pitcher in the league. His slugging was absurd, his rate stats off the charts, and his presence with the Dodgers continues to help them in the postseason. And I think Shohei Ohtani, he deserved it 100%. Shohei Ohtani, he's probably going to keep winning some more MVPs, which is crazy.
Yeah, he's won 2 in each league, which has never happened before. So.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere. That's pretty cool. Let's shift over to the Cy Young Awards now, because this was a year that you had a whole lot to say about where pitching is going. American League, Cy Young, Tarek Skubal. Talk to me about this.
So Garrett Crochet, obviously, incredible year. He led the entire MLB in strikeouts. Tarek Skubal, I would argue he had a much better season this year than he did last year. He was just so much better than anybody else, and it was obvious that it was his award. So,
yeah, Garrett Crochet did absolutely outstanding. But you say that Tarek Skubal did better this year than last year?
Yeah, I definitely think. You look at each one of his starts, you go, it's complete game, 13 strikeouts, 8 innings, 7 innings, 9 innings. It's crazy.
Absolutely crazy what he's doing. National League Cy Young, Paul Skeens, it was unanimous too. Dominant. He was terrifying this year. His second season in the big leagues. And he's might become one of the best pitchers we've ever seen in the game.
Yeah. I think for him it was all about ERA. An ERA under 2.
Yeah, the wins weren't really there. He didn't have that much help from the Pirates.
Yeah, I think if you think about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, how we judged Cy Young, it was more about, wins and losses. How productive can you be to your team? But obviously, Paul Skeens was not getting that run support, so his record was 10-10. So he was not bad at all, but his ERA was there, and that's why he won it.
Yeah, amazing season from him. He's showing some early signs of maybe Verlander, Kershaw. The fastball command is amazing. The wipeout stuff. Just his presence
Yeah.
on the mound, it's all there. It's beautiful.
Definitely.
Okay, let's get into some of the other major awards. Let's head over to the Rookie of the Year. In the AL, Nick Kurtz for the Athletics, an OPS over 1,000. He's a patient hitter. He has a very mature approach. Looks like he's been in the league for ages. How do you feel about this choice?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like a veteran. The way he's got that average, he had just under 300 average. He was hitting home runs all year. He had a 30 homer season, I believe, and he came later in the year, so that was really good. He has the power. He's probably one of the purest hitters, or one of the few pure hitters that we see in MLB today, where they can hit for average and power. And I mean, he's a monster. He's really good.
And hitting for average and power is very important as a player. It's just a really good skill that I feel like not as many people have now, but it's just a huge skill for players. In the NL, Drake Baldwin of the Braves.
Yeah. I
A lot of
don't
people
know
didn't see
if-
this one coming.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this. I think, I don't think he should have won.
Yeah, I think Cade Horton, that's who it is, right? I think
Yeah.
he was probably the favorite to win, and I expected him to win. So when the announcement came, I was a little surprised. Drake Baldwin had a great season, but I was just a little surprised that Cade Horton didn't take it home.
I think the difference was that Drake Baldwin was consistent the whole year, and he was probably one of the biggest pieces for the Braves the entire season. Well, Cade Horton he joined later, but in the second half he was dominant. So you have to weigh out those, and ultimately Drake Baldwin was able to get it.
Yeah, that's a good case for Baldwin. Let's go to the manager of the year, AL Steven Vogt Guardians. They were down by 15 and a half games in June. They came back. They take the division. That's just pure culture right there. Unfortunately, they had a very sad ending to their season, but he deserved it 1,000,000%.
Yeah, and he's going to have that position, and he'll be able to manage as long as he wants for his entire career, because he's just been so good the last 2 years. I mean, the success that he's had, and he's locked in.
And then in the NL, Pat Murphy of the Brewers, best record in baseball. He was outstanding this year. The Brewers were outstanding. Didn't do great in the postseason, but in the regular season, they were definitely the team to beat.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I was a little surprised Dave Roberts didn't even become a finalist.
Ooh, okay.
But just what Pat Murphy did, I think he deserved the award even over Dave Roberts. Just because he was able to put this scrappy team together. They didn't have any superstars, nothing insane. They just had, they were just on a roll in the second half, and they were the best team in baseball this year, 97 wins. So,
yeah, you're talking about Dave Roberts in the NL as contention for the award. Do you think John Schneider had contention for the award in the AL managing the Blue Jays this year?
Yeah, definitely.
You think he did? I think he did too, but I think that Steven Vogt did deserve the award. So I agree with those two completely, as I don't for some of the other ones. Well, for MVP, I think I do, but for Rookie of the Year, maybe not. Manager of the Year, I think was picked correctly.
Yeah.
Let's go to Comeback Player of the Year, NL, Ronald Acuna Jr. After the ACL tear, he reestablished himself with his speed, explosiveness. He had a bunch of swagger, as he always does. A pretty good season from him.
Yeah, I think he came off the IL. He was really good, but his season was kind of overshadowed by the Braves' losing season.
Yeah.
And, usually the Braves are one of the best teams, and he's the face of that franchise. And this year they just weren't. So I think he was not one of the more obvious options, but I think he deserved the award.
Yeah, in the AL, it was Jacob deGrom. His return from Tommy John. He looked sharp. He looked healthy. He was looking like himself again for once, and I think those two deserved it. The two managers deserved it. So, amazing award ceremony. Did you see Mookie Betts? Did he open it? Is that correct?
Yeah, he did. It was wild to see.
A lot of stuff from him, which is pretty good. Do you think that the MLB is entering one of the best eras it has ever seen? With Judge, Ohtani, Skeens, all of these guys, they're showing insane potential. Like, Judge and Ohtani have already proved themselves. But Skeens, what he's been doing in his first 2 years in the MLB, do you think he will become one of the top names when you think of pitching in the MLB?
Yeah, definitely. I think the MLB, I mean, you're seeing some of the greatest players to ever live. With Skeens, you're definitely seeing somebody who's going to have a monster career. You think about a Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, just a franchise player. He's probably not going to stick with the Pirates for long, but, he's going to be great. And then you think MLB is doing really great because they've expanded, too. Toronto just came off a big season, so Canada's all in on MLB. Japan's all in on MLB with Ohtani, Sasaki, Yamamoto, and then you have that big new Japanese star that's coming over.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel about that? I should ask you, what team do you think he's going to go to?
Ooh, I mean, I think it depends on the Dodgers' Kyle Tucker plans.
Not going to the Dodgers. Guaranteed.
You don't think?
First
Really?
base, they're locked up. Oh, well, so he plays first base and third base, right? So they just got Muncy, who's going to stick at third for them. And first base, you have Freddie Freeman. You're not going to put him at DH because Ohtani, so I don't think there's a spot for him to fit in.
I disagree. You have Edman on the injured list. He's having that ankle surgery, and I think if the Dodgers are gonna, I don't think they're gonna have such a wild offseason, but I think they're gonna get one big piece, and I think it's this guy or Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
And if the Dodgers are able to get Kyle Tucker, I don't think they go after this guy. But if not, I think he's definitely coming to the Dodgers.
Kyle Tucker, I think Kyle Tucker is going to go to the Dodgers, which is another reason why I don't think he's going to go to the Dodgers, because I think they're not going to go that big. They need bullpen help and stuff like that. We'll get into that in a later episode. So what do these awards tell us for next year? Let's lay it out. So Judge and Ohtani enter 2026 as the faces of the league again. We're probably going to hear MVP conversations of them again at the start of next year because they're going to probably keep doing what they're doing. The Dodgers, Yankees, and Tigers all had huge award level anchors. And for Pittsburgh, do you think they're going to turn around and try and give Skeen some support on the offensive side?
Okay, so let's start off with the MVPs. Yeah, Judge and Ohtani, they pretty much have that locked up unless one of them gets injured.
Yeah.
One of them has a down season. I think if they continue their numbers, I think Ohtani is going to have an even better season with him on the mound, being able to pitch consistently all season. And I think they pretty much have those spots locked up, which is crazy to say.
I mean, I know, it's amazing.
And then you think about Pittsburgh with Skeens. I think, yeah, they're just missing that offensive piece. They have a great, pretty decent young starting rotation. They just need to get some bullpen and some offense, a little more offense in there. And I think they have a chance. And with their new manager, he's been great too. So we'll see.
Anything else you want to add for today before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you very much for coming out, Milo. That wraps up our look at the 2025 MLB Awards. A year of dominance this year, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next year. I'm Alex Awad. This was the award-winning podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the weekly rundown.